Well, everybody knows that dropshipping is not easy, but there are a lot of things you can do to improve your chances of success in the short term, but also in the long run. So in today's conversation, what I want to do, I want to show you step by step how to dropship on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's convo, I want to explain to you step by step how to dropship on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst. And the thing here is that, so I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to give you an overview of Wix Ecommerce and Modalyst. I'll show you how to register, how to find products, how to source smartly, how to set a budget, how to manage your Wix store, how to grow your dropshipping, and how to actually do everything smoothly. Let me give you an overview here. So when we talk about Wix, so with Wix, you can create an online store, run and grow your e-commerce business. Okay, and you have with this platform, you can explore all online store templates. They have a constellation of great templates. Okay, so you have to log into your account, you have to sign up, or log into your account. You have to choose from more than 500 professional online store templates. And you can customize your store design if you want to. You can add product to your store, connect a payment provider and set up shipping, choose a custom domain and publish your e-commerce website and start selling. You have to understand that when we talk about Wix, they were not a few years ago, they were not a big player in the e-commerce I would say the online store ecosystem. Now they are a biggie. Okay, so you can launch your e-commerce website with Wix right now. They have an entire element here. They have an entire foundation for you. You can create your online store from the ground up with powerful Wix tools to help you build a successful business online. You can also manage your business from one dashboard. We love that. We love the fact that Wix in the last few years has innovated a lot. Right now, they have been kicking ass like crazy. They have a lot of top-notch features, a lot of top-notch integrations. They are constantly innovating, and that's fantastic. With Wix e-commerce nowadays, you can sell more online on any channel. So gone are the days of omni-channel strategy. Nowadays, with Wix e-commerce, you can actually implement a multi-channel strategy, and that's what you want. So you want to manage your business from one dashboard. You can streamline your operation and run your business smoothly from a single powerful dashboard. The power of centralization is key. And so when you use features as diverse as Wix Payments, the Wix Owner app, all the integrations that I spoke to you about, you can grow your business. And that's what you want. You want to grow your business online. So I'm just giving you the I would say the analytical foundation of today's conversation. And this is the overview. When we think about Wix Ecommerce and Modalyst, this is what I want you to think about. By the way, before I even go further, I want you to know that Modalyst is owned by Wix. So Wix Ecommerce now has bought Modalyst because they're trying to chase the same strategy that Shopify has with Overload. Okay. Step number one. If you want to dropship on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst, you want to register. So you need to register on Wix. So we're showing this to you on the screen right now. First, you have to register with Wix. So you have to put your email, the password, and you have to sign. You can also sign in with Facebook or Google. And then you start with ready to sell products or your own products. So they're asking you, Wix will ask you whether you want to dropship or whether you have your own products. Okay, so we'll click on start a catalog, assuming you don't have products to sell, because again, this is a video about dropshipping, so logically you wouldn't be selling your own products, right? That just makes sense. Next, you want to select a catalog of ready to sell products. Don't worry, you can customize your catalog and add more products later. And we just for this show, we selected baby essentials, for example. And then you have to, at this point, you need to add Modalyst to your site. Remember, Modalyst is a dropshipping service that supplies the products in your store and fulfills your orders, okay? And as I just said, Wix acquired dropshipping platform Modalyst on June 22nd, 2021. And so this is something you need to know. So once you register on Wix, you have to register now on Modalyst. So this is a dual operation here. So on Modalyst, you go to modalyst.co rather. So you put your first name, last name, email, and password. You got to put the business name, the target country, where you have created your store, in this case, Wix, right? And you want to click sign up. And so once you sign up, you will receive an email from Modalyst, right? And you go into your email, and then you can access your dashboard, your Modalyst dashboard. Very impressive dashboard, very simple, clean, and user-friendly. And so here we're going to explore a little bit here. You have the import list. You can sync the product list. You have the archive list. You can pay attention to pricing rules. You can see orders. Here you have the inbox. You have your store profile. You have your business information. You have user settings. And you have the Dropshipping and e-commerce help center. I'm just giving you a quick rundown of all the features and settings that you have once you access your Modalyst dashboard. And what you do now is you have to sync Wix and Modalyst, because the whole idea is to dropship on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst, right? So you need to sync those two platforms. And you have to click Add to Site. And you just have to confirm connection. So confirm that you would like to connect with this Wix store with Modalyst. And that's it. And click on Connect Store. Step number 2, folks. What you want to do here is you want to find products. So once you actually are able to register, you need to find products, right? And on your dashboard in Wix or Modalyst, by the way, you can find products by categories, suppliers, shipping, price, popular tags, right? Dress, plus, jeans, shoes, phone, leggings, watch, lingerie. It really depends on the kind of niche you are going after, right? Because when you really think about it, nobody is telling you which one you should choose, but the choice you will make will come from the analysis you have done earlier. And remember that there are also ads on Modalyst. There are some advertising on Modalyst, which is kind of new because we have analyzed other dropshipping platforms. We haven't seen that, but I guess Modalyst is trying to make some cash on the side. So you can see what's highlighted in red. So you have sponsors such as Alibaba and Savoy. Okay, you want to hover over each product and click on Add to Import List. You just see on the screen. So when a product is added, it shows a check mark, and the product is surrounded in green. Okay, for example, on the Love Spell Bath and Body Oil, you can see on the screen right now the red Add to Import List button. Okay, and so products that are added to import list are now in your import list. Okay, and what do you have to look for when choosing dropshipping products, especially if you want to use Modalyst to actually sell on Wix Ecommerce? You have to pay attention to a few things. Popular dropshipping products tend to be either impulse buys, right? The kind of items you wouldn't make a special trip to the local shop to purchase individually, but might notice and pick up at the supermarket checkout while you're waiting to pay for everyday items, right? So those are the impulse buys. So impulse buys are usually cheap based on our analysis. And then you have the kind of buys that people actually think about, the analytical buys. Okay, so you also want to think about the fact that dropshipping products that sell well fall into two categories. They have the colorful, eye-catching, fun items like pocket money toys, for example. And then you have the analytical buys, the useful items that actually solve an everyday problem for the consumer. And there are also a couple of helpful tools, software and websites for dropshipping, just in case you want to actually complement your strategy on Wix or a Modalyst. So you can think about, for example, you have Niche Scraper. This is a powerful dropshipping and product research tool. You can use Google Trends. You can use Camel, a great price tracking website. And then you also have DS Comparison. Okay, and please avoid anything that is illegal. So you don't want to drop ship things like alcohol or like illegal products. No, stay away from adult content, adult products, that kind of stuff. Step number 3, you want to source smartly. So when we think about dropshipping on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst, there are a couple of things you need to do. You have to think long term here. You have to think not only short term but also long term. And this duality of strategy is important for you to sustain your presence in the market. And as you know, when we talk about when we talk about e-commerce, the market keeps changing all the time. So you need to find popular products, even if it means more competition. Because again, at the end of the day, you have to be relevant, right? So you have to have this dual strategy where you work on the short term by finding popular products, and then you work on the long term by finding not so popular products nowadays that have a potential to blow up in the future. Okay, and make sure that you also find the right price point for your niche. Okay, at the end of the day, you don't want to be priced, you don't want to be overpriced or underpriced, right? Just got to find that little nice middle market in terms of pricing, and think about your profit margin also. Profit margin is important because this is what's going to sustain you in the future. And while doing that, do not forget to rely on reputable suppliers. Okay, when we talk about reputable suppliers in dropshipping, I'm not talking about the suppliers that are just cheap. No, affordability is very important. It's an important criterion. However, you want a supplier that is reliable and a supplier that has an excellent customer service. That's what you want at the end of the day, okay? And so when you use dropshipping services like Overload or Modalyst or Spockets, they have already vetted. They have vetted the suppliers. So you have peace of mind because you know those suppliers are reputable and they will likely perform as promised, okay? And you also want to implement a great marketing strategy. This is very important so that you can be sustained in the long run. And at the end of the day, you have to make a decision also as to whether or not you want to source from U.S. dropshipping suppliers or from foreign suppliers. It's all about your niche. It's all about the fundamentals of your business. It's all about your budget, right? Because logically, if you source products from U.S. dropshipping suppliers, their prices will be relatively higher than if you were to source from, say, a supplier in Nigeria or China or Brazil or South Africa or so this is the kind of decision you have to make based on your situation. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still talking to you today about how to actually dropship on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst. And so I spoke to you about how to register on Wix and Modalyst, how to sync those two platforms together, right? And then I spoke to you about how to find products on Wix Ecommerce and via Modalyst, of course, how to source smartly. And now I want to talk to you about setting a budget. Setting a budget is very important because at the end of the day, again, speaking about sustainability, what I spoke about, you don't want to start buying products they have high earning potential if in the background you have no cash to support your operation. Okay, so how much does it really cost to start dropshipping on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst? So let's talk about the fundamentals. So you have the Wix store subscription, $13.50. You have the Modalyst subscription, $35, and for a domain name, you can think about 16.5. So here, the overall cost here is $65 already. And then you have to think about sampling. So ordering and shipping samples of the products you intend to sell. Okay. So for example, you have things like, so this will probably cost you about $100. I mean, give or take. And then you have something like exit intent pop-ups around $7.50, and you have the bulk pricing app around $7.50. So those two will add up to $15. So when you think about the fundamentals, 65 plus the sampling, $100, and the additional functionality, that's 15. The whole amount is $180. And this is just a rough average here, okay? And then what you want to do here is you want to think about, because at the end of the day, in terms of budget, you got to have that budget because you want to sample your products. The last thing you want is to trust a supplier to ship products to your customers without testing the product yourself. That's just a killer. Nobody does that. So you have to think about sampling your products. You have to think about additional functionalities such as exit intent pop-ups, right? So those pop-ups are snippets of JavaScript designed to track the speed and direction of a visitor's mouse movements. So once the cursor moves outside the upper page boundary, a pop-up window is shown containing a discount code or some other call to action. So this is pretty cool. And you also want to think about marketing. Marketing is very important. You know, you want to think about setting specific goals, automating your ad setup, whether it is on Facebook or Google or YouTube, you name it. And you constantly want to think quality. Folks, don't be cheap here in terms of laying the foundation for your e-commerce business on Wix Ecommerce, okay? At the end of the day, that's important also, but those are variable costs, right? Things like marketing campaigns, those are variable costs. Don't forget your overhead, the fixed cost. I'm speaking about your staff, if you have a staff, or if you're at home, if you are a single person operation, you still have to think about paying yourself. Okay, so think about those. So the bottom line here is what? When it comes to cost of dropshipping on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst, you have to think about the following expenses. The Wix online store setup from $13.50 a month. You have data subscription from $35 a month. On Modalyst, of course. And then you have to think about custom domain, marketing cost, and additional apps. Some apps are free while others charge a monthly fee. Step number 5, folks. I want you to know how to manage your Wix store. You want to have the right strategy to manage your Wix e-commerce store, even if you're drop shipping products from Modalyst onto your Wix e-commerce store. It's important to make sure that the final destination of those products is excellent. In other words, you are exposing you are actually showcasing your product to the whole world, to customers to buy. So I'm showing you on the screen right now how you can do this on Wix e-commerce, how you can manage your store. You can manage and ship orders seamlessly. Everything from processing orders to handling shipping. Wix e-commerce will take care of that. You have you actually can outsource fulfillment. What I'm trying to say here is that you can actually have an entirely outsourced operation. If Wix Ecommerce is just a side gig for you, and you have your regular 9 to 5, you can actually forward orders to your suppliers. You can connect with warehousing services. You can fulfill with drop shipping. In other words, you are just giving everything to Wix Ecommerce to take care of it for you. You can manage online payments. This is an important element also. Okay, you can handle all transactions in one place. This is one of the advantages that we love with Wix Ecommerce, and they're trying to really catch up to Shopify, but that's great. And very user-friendly dashboard. You can control your payout schedule. You can quickly respond to refunds and chargebacks. You can also, with Wix Ecommerce dropshipping via Modalyst, you can streamline your workflow with automations. Because the whole idea is to turn leads into customers, right? You don't want people just to come to your store and just like, no, I'm not really interested in that today. No, you want to have a high conversion rate. And one thing you can also do, you can connect your productivity apps to your Wix e-commerce store. For example, you can have a tool such as Zapier, which helps you automate repetitive tasks. Okay, and with Wix, we also love the fact that they have excellent, like wonderful data-driven insights. Their analytics, fantastic. You can monitor your performance. You can create customized reports. You can make informed decisions. Okay. And then we also love the fact that they have a great tool called the Wix Owner app. This is an app that allows you to manage everything 24/7. You can run your online store smoothly with the Wix Owner app. On that app, you can add new products, upload product photos, fulfill orders, add tracking numbers, print packing slips, scan product barcodes, manage your inventory, cancel and refund orders, send invoices, and check analytics. Fantastic. So once you are actually able to drop ship products from Modalyst onto your Wix e-commerce store, you can use the Wix Owner app to manage everything on mobile. You don't have to sit in front of a computer and monitor your store performance all day long. Step number 6, folks. If you want to dropship on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst the proper way, you need to learn how to grow your dropshipping. Because at the end of the day, Modalyst is just a tool, right? A fantastic tool at that, right? It has a lot of, it has a constellation of features, a constellation of integrations. That's pretty good, and we love that. But you got to have the strategy in place to grow your dropshipping, to scale the business. And there are a couple of things you need to do here. You have to select a niche. Everybody wants, sometimes people make the mistake of, oh, I just want to sell products that are just popular. That's pretty good. You might make money, say, give or take 3 months, 6 months. But in the long run, what you're going to realize is that you are going to lack expertise. You're going to lack experience in a specific niche. You are just going to jump from products to products. And the thing is that those products that are popular, they attract a lot of vendors, a lot of e-commerce entrepreneurs like you. So it becomes highly competitive. So what you want to do is you want to strategize here, and you want to select a niche. You want to seek attractive profits. Low shipping costs are very important. Make sure your product appeals to impulse buyers with disposable income, right? Make sure that people are actively searching for your product. This is why it's important to think about SEO, search engine optimization, by using tools such as Google's keyword planner and trains, okay? And if you have the cash, you can buy other sophisticated tools out there, and think about creating your own brand also. This can help, and sell something that is not really readily available locally. As I was just saying earlier, it's important to step away from those highly popular products. Again, you can do this in the short term, but you have to select a niche in the long run. And once you do this, you want to develop your value proposition. You want to perform competition research. It's very important to know what's really going on, who is actually playing in the same field that you intend to play in, and trying to curate, trying to constantly change the content or the composition of your portfolio on Wix Ecommerce. Okay, you have the tool already. You have the Modalyst tool, right? Remember, Modalyst is owned by Wix Ecommerce. So basically, this is a tool that you can use to constantly, and the products are updated automatically. So once there is a change in Modalyst, it gets reflected on your Wix Ecommerce store automatically. So you want to constantly secure reliable suppliers, right? Build your e-commerce website. One thing we have found in our research also that helps a lot in terms of growing your dropshipping is, well, it's pretty simple, but you got to think about it. Provide stellar customer service. Do smart marketing. Customer service is key, because that's going to affect your reviews, your product reviews. It's going to affect repeat business. It's going to affect word of mouth. It's going to affect your profitability in the long run. All right, folks, this was it for today's conversation. I was talking to you about how to dropship on Wix Ecommerce via Modalyst, and I gave you a few steps you need to follow. So I gave you an overview of the situation we're talking about, and then so the steps are very simple. You need to register, find the products you need via Modalyst. You need to source smartly. You need to set a budget. You need to manage your Wix store, and you need to grow your dropshipping. Thank you so much, folks, for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.